Locking in. Oop, I just spit everywhere. Nice. It's my birthday month, so I wanted to make some videos about all of my favorite things. To start off, I'm going to list my top 10 favorite directors. I pretty much just looked at all of my favorite movies and picked the 10 directors whose work I've enjoyed the most. Just a warning, I feel like the list is pretty damn basic, but whatever. Before we get into it, here are some honorable mentions. Starting off with James Wan, I love The Conjuring 2 and Malignant and Saw. He's made some of my favorite horror movies. Then there's Christopher Nolan. I know. I've liked all of his stuff, but I think The Dark Knight is the only movie that I'm like a really big fan of. I'm just not as high on his films as others are, but he's still really damn good. And then there's Sam Raimi. He is a heavy hitter, but it's been a while since I've rewatched the Spider-Man trilogy. Evil Dead 2 is phenomenal, and if the other Evil Deads were on that level, he'd definitely make this list. Bong Joon-ho has made some really great stuff, but I still need to watch a few more of his movies. He was actually very close to making this list. And if I watched a few more Ryan Coogler, Greta Gerwig, and Hayao Miyazaki movies, they probably would have made this list as well, but there's only 10 spots, so let's get to it. At number 10, I have Brad Bird. At the last second, I ended up replacing Edgar Wright with Brad Bird. He directed two of my all-time favorite Pixar movies, Ratatouille and The Incredibles, along with my favorite Mission Impossible movie, Ghost Protocol. I also rewatched The Iron Giant recently, and holy crap, that thing still holds up extremely well. I even enjoyed Incredibles 2. He only has a handful of movies made, but I have enjoyed pretty much all of them. Number 9, Rian Johnson, another director who's made only a handful of movies. I've seen 4 of them. Before we get into the knives out of it all, I'm just gonna say, I didn't mind The Last Jedi. I thought it was pretty damn cool. The Luke Skywalker ending was sick as hell. I can't really remember much else from it, but I just know that I liked it when I saw it in theaters. Now, the Knives Out trilogy. It's one of the best trilogies ever. Each movie's mystery is really good, Benoit Blanc is such a great character, and Daniel Craig kills it in all 3 movies. The cast is always stellar as well. The first Knives Out movie is actually one of my all-time favorite movies. I haven't watched Glass Onion in a while because it's trapped in the hellscape known as Netflix, but the twist in that movie is one of the greatest things ever, and I think about it frequently. Then there's Wake Up Dead Man. That movie was electric. Josh O'Connor was amazing, and so was Josh Brolin, so he's got a pretty fun Star Wars movie and 3 straight banger murder mystery movies under his belt. It can't get much better than that. Number 8, Wes Anderson. Wes Anderson's stuff has always been hit or miss with me, but I will say I've never outright hated anything I've seen from him. I've been going through his movies the last couple of years, and I've gotten through pretty much all of them. I'm just missing a few of his first projects and some of his shorts. When a Wes Anderson movie hits, it really hits. The Grand Budapest Hotel almost made me cry. Fantastic Mr. Fox is such a lovely time, and it's definitely my favorite of the bunch, but not too long ago I watched Isle of Dogs, and oh my god, I instantly fell in love with it. I think his newer stuff has just been sort of okay. Regardless, I'm always going to be excited to see what he cooks up next. I definitely need another stop-motion animation film from him. That seems to be what I gravitate towards. It's also really fun seeing the same group of actors pop up in his movies, and they always crush whatever they're doing. It's like he just knows the perfect place to put everybody in. Number 7, Tim Burton. Before making the list, I just sort of assumed that Tim Burton would be an easy top 3. After all, he did make my favorite movie of all time, Beetlejuice. He even gave us a pretty messy but still fun sequel. Looking at all of his movies though, he's even more hit or miss than Wes Anderson, I think. I love Beetlejuice, Edward Scissorhands, and Sleepy Hollow. Hell, I also really liked Big Eyes. Everything else though is either, yeah, that was fine, or I just wasn't a really big fan of it. If Beetlejuice wasn't my favorite movie ever, he'd definitely be lower on the list, but even a mid-tier Tim Burton movie is at least a little fun. I'm still missing a few of his movies though, so maybe those will bump him up a little bit. Number 6, David Fincher. Almost all of his movies are just peak. Certified all-timers, and I still haven't even seen Dragon Tattoo yet or Benjamin Button. However, he did make the worst Alien movie, so he has that against him. But I'm not gonna dock him any points. Well, maybe a few. When I check Letterboxd, his 5 most popular movies are Fight Club, Seven, Gone Girl, The Social Network, and Zodiac. What a lineup. Fight Club and Seven are 2 movies that I really liked, but I'm not as high on them as others are. But Gone Girl was one of the best movie watching experiences ever. The twist, the turns, the games, holy shit. I was afraid I wasn't gonna vibe with The Social Network all that much, but it's so damn interesting, and I loved Jesse Eisenberg and Andrew Garfield together. Even with the Justin Timberlake jump scare, I loved it. Then there's Zodiac. What a cast, what a movie. It's so intense, and it has all my favorite people in it. Mark Ruffalo, Jake Gyllenhaal, Robert Downey Jr. With David Fincher, it's just banger after banger, and Aliens 3. I'm almost certain that I'll enjoy the movies I haven't gotten around to yet as well. Number 5, Guillermo del Toro. Magical worlds, sick-ass creatures, and always amazing makeup and practical effects. It's pretty hard to dislike anything that del Toro has made. Recently, I rediscovered my love for Hellboy 2: The Golden Army. I loved it when I was a kid, and after rewatching it a few months back, it's just so damn good, one of my absolute favorites. Not too long ago, I watched Pan's Labyrinth, and it wasn't really what I was expecting, but it still hit me very hard. Nightmare Alley was a slight disappointment, but that's really the only negative thing I have to say about his filmography. I'm gonna watch The Shape of Water soon, so hopefully that'll be another one of my favorites. I honestly just like the guy. He always seems so happy, and I love his love for cinema. And before I forget, more people should be talking about his Pinocchio movie. I was blown away by it. Number 4, Wes Craven. I love horror movies, and Wes Craven is responsible for some of the movies that elevated my love for the genre. The first 4 Scream movies and 2 of the best Nightmare on Elm Streets, the original and New Nightmare. Wes Craven's New Nightmare is another movie that more people need to talk about. If I'm looking at it purely based on my love for each individual movie, Craven would probably be a little lower, but he's behind 2 of the greatest horror franchises ever, so I have to keep him up pretty high. Other than The People Under the Stairs, I haven't been the biggest fan of his other movies. Red Eye and Hills Have Eyes were okay. Maybe I need to check out some of his lesser known films just to see if there's any hidden gems. Number 3, Steven Spielberg. Sort of the same thing as Fincher, Spielberg has made some of the best movies just ever. He's also made a lot of movies. I've seen 13 of his films, the most out of any director on this list. We have bangers like the first 3 Indiana Jones movies, Jurassic Park, Catch Me If You Can, and War of the Worlds, which if I remember correctly, I think that was my first Tom Cruise movie that I ever watched. I'm not a huge Jaws head, but it's still an incredible movie and a pretty important one too. I love pretty much every movie this guy has made, and I still haven't gotten around to seeing Saving Private Ryan, Schindler's List, or even The Fabelmans yet. I actually just watched Temple of Doom and Last Crusade for the first time, and they were so damn good. And I think that Bridge of Spies is a sleeper hit from him because I thought that movie was sick as hell. I have yet to see Spielberg miss. Sure, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull was sort of mid, and Jurassic Park 3 wasn't the best, but I still kind of like him. Number 2, the Russo brothers. Okay, here's where I get shot in the street. Yes, the Russo brothers made The Electric State, which honestly wasn't even terrible, just not very good. But I get it. I'm a big MCU guy. I love those movies. Pretty much all of them. The Russo brothers made Captain America: The Winter Soldier and Civil War. Both are amazing movies. 2 of the very best in the MCU. Then they cooked up Avengers: Infinity War and Endgame. Just incredible stuff. Infinity War is one of the best movies ever made, and I am standing by that forever. Endgame is the big finale of the Infinity Saga. Yes, I know Far From Home is technically the final movie in the saga, but you know what I'm saying. The portal scene never gets old, the time travel stuff is a ton of fun, and it's one of the best things just ever made. Life-changing stuff to see on the big screen. Now back to Infinity War, I love all of it. Thanos is a phenomenal big bad, and he's probably my favorite villain ever. The ending is insane, the battles are so much fun, all of these characters are interacting, and it's just so damn good. When the Guardians meet Tony, Spider-Man, and Strange, and we get one of the best scenes in all of the MCU...
You're from Earth. I'm not from Earth, I'm from Missouri. Yeah, that's on Earth, dipshit.
I can still hear the theater audience just erupt whenever Captain America makes his first appearance in the movie. The Russo brothers know what they're doing when it comes to my favorite franchise ever. Doomsday seems like it should be an absolute mess, but surely they'll make it work. And number 1... James Gunn. Pretty much what I said for the Russos, but there are 5 movies that he's made instead of 4. Plus he made me hyped for the DC universe, which I never really cared about until now. His main thing is team-up movies, which clearly I'm a sucker for, but he's so good at making them. Superman was great. All 3 Guardians of the Galaxy movies were great. Volume 3 makes me tear up every time without fail. Then there's The Suicide Squad, which is tied with Infinity War for being my favorite superhero movie ever made. All of his movies are funny, and they all have great action sequences and lovable characters. I think characters in a movie are the most important thing for me. If I don't like who I'm watching, I'm not gonna care about what they're doing. I don't think there's a single character in a James Gunn film that I've seen where I'm just like, get this guy out of here, I don't care. I fall in love with what he does with these heroes and these anti-heroes every time. Still need to check out Slither though. I'm sure a James Gunn horror movie would be right up my alley. This was a tough list to make. I knew who my favorites were, but to narrow it down to just 10 and then order them? Sheesh. There are so many others that I didn't name. My criteria was that they at least have to have 3 or more movies that I love. Or maybe just one movie that I really love, surrounded by a few pretty solid films. Thank you for watching this video. Please don't yell at me. Let me know your favorite director in the comments, or hell, give me your full top 10. I'll see you when I see you. Goodbye.